So last time I was returning back to this apartment block to double check on the cigarette smoking guy on the balcony. I had explored most of the apartment building and then had to run back because I realized I didn't talk to this guy. Oh no. That's not good. Alright, that fixed it. This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives. Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door. No one answers. Looks like the young man we're looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening. He looks around, taking in the cold spring air. We should return tomorrow after we've finished with our day's work. How about 2100? Sounds good? Even though it's like past that right now. What do you mean? The smoker on the balcony. This is why we're here, right? He might know something about the murder. So tomorrow, 2100? Suddenly he's a little worried about your memory. Don't worry, it's mostly all still there. You can remember things. You got this. Sounds good. Tomorrow, 2100. Tomorrow, 2100. Right here, apartment number 28. He writes it down into this little notebook. Good. Let's go. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today. Yeah, I don't know why we can't do that now, considering it's 2100, but I guess he's just not there. Nothing I can do about that. But at least I checked. Oh my god, look at all those bottles. Is that back near the dock? It's like a bottle treasure trove. Oh, yeah. Just a door, nothing for you here right now. Alright, I think I explored this apartment building fairly thoroughly, as far as I know, at least for today. I'm not sure if NPCs change positions or have different dialogue in different days, but this is still the first day, technically. Started at 8 a.m. So, assuming the characters have to go to sleep, and I do have low morale right now, I might need to go ahead and go to sleep soon, but I want to double check. I want to see if there's like bounds to this map, because I think I've explored most of the waterfront. Went up Jamrock, explored this area, the top of those docks right there. I think those are where the bottles were. Not able to get there right now. I don't think there's a way through there. I think that door is locked right there. Swung up here, and so there's this area down here. I'm not sure if that's a part of the same instance or if there even are instances. I'm not sure. Or just different areas with loading. So the old guys are gone right now. I don't think I spoke to this guy. Piles of clothes. There are clothes inside, cheap secondhand clothes, smelling of strangers' body odors.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
That voice sounds so familiar. Save the economy? That sounds off. What are you talking about? Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Recycle our cash. Keep it in circulation. Don't buy new things. Buy eco. This doesn't make any sense. Why exactly does the economy need saving? Look around, officer. See all these premium goods just sitting there, not getting bought? We've got to keep the flow of goods moving. Is this really the economy we want to leave our children? The mother economy? But I don't have children, I think. Powerful economies expand, weak economies go extinct. Immigrants and, the mother economy. I don't think I have children. Too bad, officer. Kids make it all worthwhile. Without kids, who's going to be around to enjoy the economy? He points at the clothes. Don't let me stop you. Open the box and browse a little. You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places. Economical, but also trendy, the street vendor shouts. Look first-hand, buy second-hand. Keep the economy moving. Find something worth salvaging from the pile of rags. Nope. No good. All you can come up with are some treated wool pants. You can tell they're too tight around your thighs and too loose around the waist. Touched them? They itch. Like hell. Like an itch pit in hell. All natural materials, see? The street vendor interrupts, guiding your hand over the fabric. Real wool, 100% skin friendly, and they're yours for only 2 real. +2 to half-light, but they are bad. What is half-light? Let the body take control, threaten people. Yeah, I don't know if I want those pants. What about this? FAL and speakers on a pedestal of speakers. You see 2 lowly defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of fallen, durable wear sneakers. Wait. Oh, sneakers on a pedestal of speakers. Alright. Ultra Series.
I can see you have a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
Yeah, there's something about that voice that sounds really familiar. Inspect the sneakers. A pair of FAL Ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper, and silver-lined midsole. Those sneakers, mister, the street vendor intones. Those sneakers are the latest fallen sneakers. Super rare, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real. Only? That's madness. FAL Ultra. We're the future. You remember the slogan from some magazine? I mean, it gives me better dex stats, but mine are already terrible, so I'm not particularly interested. I think I might need the speakers for something, though. These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable fallen ultras atop them. No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The man points to the footwear. The sneakers are the stars here. What about the speakers, though? Doesn't anyone want those speakers? These, officer? These speakers are Samaran garbage. I'm ashamed to even use them for props. Don't waste your time on them. Samaran trash? That sounds like they're from Samaran People's Republic, produced under the dictatorship of the proletariat. Can't I just buy the sad conquered Samaran speakers? No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Lo-fi socialist junk. I forget why I need speakers, though. Someone definitely talked about it. Pay for damages. Maybe it wasn't that, but... I'm not sure. That's why I want them. I think I might be lo-fi socialist junk myself. No, officer, you're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you, I've got the best on sale. You don't know what I am. I don't even know it myself. I want the speakers. Well, if you want them. He pauses for a moment, calculating. But see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, where will the sneakers go? I can't leave premium lifestyle sneakers on the ground. If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for a little extra. 50 cents. Damn, so you have to buy the sneakers first. Well, I don't need the sneakers right now, but if I find a reason to have the speakers later, I might pick those up. Box of sunglasses, hell yeah. There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small box, a variety of shapes and colors.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
The vendor takes a pair of sunglasses and sticks them under your nose. Try the shades on. Abort. These are hideous. What's more, they don't even fit your face. You can feel them pinching your nose and chafing against your brow. Damn, officer, you look like a mega secret spy. Very secret. The man nods eagerly. They're practically made for you. I'll let you have them for 2 real and 50 cents. No. The lieutenant removes the glasses from your face, setting you free again. You're definitely not buying those. Don't tell me what to do, Kim. I like those sunglasses. No, I can't. We can't walk around with you looking like this. His hand has already risen midair, but he stops. Okay, fine. Go ahead. If you want to look like a walking midlife crisis, then who am I to interfere? Shades of self-destruction. -1 to logic. Wield raw intellectual power. So it's plus to electrochemistry, which, I don't know. I don't know about that one yet. I'll leave it for now. Rummage through the box. These are all boring. Boring, third-rate, no-hum sunglasses made of cheap cerise plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun. Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for show. If anything, these lenses probably direct more UV light into your pupils. A UV magnifier. These are all first-rate sunglasses, the man declares. Premium design, superb material, very cool, UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your dangerous police work. Try again, maybe you can find some interesting sunglasses in there. Let's try it. Yeah. Ah, I see. A pair of water blue shades. The writing on the left temple says, Sub-Insulindic Rendezvous. The frame appears to be hand-carved out of bone. Oh, very interesting choice, officer. Very high culture. For the first time, the street vendor's voice trails off as he watches you inspect the glasses. Try them on. This is how a sea monster sees the world. You've become a sea monster, giant, hidden, and strangely tender at heart. All is blue. Yes, but they also make your soul quiver like jello. So deep. Wow, officer, you look so cool. The street vendor has picked up his pace again as you observe the world through deep sea-tinted lenses. They could be yours for a mere 3 real. My regular customers have passed them all up because they've got no taste, but you found them. Kim, what about these? The lieutenant tilts his head and steps back, eyes narrowed in a thorough examination. It's a case to him. You look like a musician, he declares, eyes still squinted behind his own glasses, like a blind musician, but you could do worse. Take them if you want. Hell yeah. I'm going to take the more Inland Empire. A man who knows his style, the street vendor nods. Much respect. Nice. Actually, I'm going to check the volume level real quick, just to see if the volume settings have turned back for whatever reason. I don't think they have. It just seems very quiet right now. Let me check my own volume. Alright. A helpline to the company that controls the drawbridge. Oh, I didn't actually talk to this guy. Sealing. You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
He gives you a thumbs up. What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer. You're very cool.
He makes both hands into finger pistols and fires a few finger bolts into the air. Really? You think I'm cool?
Oh yeah, you got style, you got personal style. You know what you like.
He surveys his consumerist kingdom with an air of satisfaction.
You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
He settles back into the pile of boxes he's sitting on. Persuade him to give you some money? Yeah, let's do it. Damn. No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want. I want your money now. Oh, okay. Sealing stops, his face suddenly serious. But why, officer? Because I am corrupt? I don't really remember how it works, though. Being corrupt, I mean. I don't know, it was just the only thing I could come up with in my head to ask you. I need to get money somehow. Yeah, I think it's because I'm corrupt? Ah, yes. Lots of cops are. A street vendor nods, dead serious. Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job. He looks at the vendor. Sorry, detective. The man grins as if his entire incident is already forgotten. So what kind of stuff are you selling? Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame. Only freedom. Is there a discount for cool officers like me? No need for discounts at Sealing's, officer. Everything's already on sale. He nods toward the crates. Anything you want, 50% off. But did he first mark them up 100% just so he could put them on sale? Are those things really on sale, or did you just jack up the price first? My man, you know how the game is played. You and me, we should work together. What do you think? Shake things up? He winks. Alright, where'd you get those comfy pants? I'm an entrepreneur, officer. He begins counting on his fingers. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers, distributors, manufacturers, wholesalers, all extremely cool and above board. Do you have a permit to sell all that? Good joke, officer. Here we don't have permits, just economic freedom. Take a look around. He takes a deep breath. It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom. Kim, is it true he doesn't need a permit to sell? It is, yes. Anyone can set up their shop whenever they feel like it. That's right, no permits, no bureaucracy. That's why this city, and its law officials, are so cool. Wait, but what are we doing here if there are no permits? Look at Kim and the police is sitting on his sleeve. If you wanted to be cynical about it, you could say we're here to protect the entrance of property holders. I'm not, however. My man, officer, you make all this possible. Without you, this climate would be extremely bad for business. You're part of the gossamer state. Gossamer is a fine, filmy substance consisting of cobwebs spun by small spiders, seen especially in autumn. It's safe to say he's referring to the near absence of regulations. that I'm protecting a state of lawlessness. I'm not an officer of the law. I'm an officer of common anarchy. I can think of cooler things. It's hard to tell when the answers are supposed to be sarcastic or not. At least for me, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not getting it. So cool guys protect businesses while everyone else lives in ruins. I can think of cooler things. Yeah, cool ruins. He agrees. I get to sell quality goods like these by cutting out the middleman. You don't have to rebuild your house, live in a crater, or in a tree. He points to a tree. Where can you do that? Only in here. You're pretty sure you can live in a tree elsewhere too, but he wouldn't believe it anyway. That's all then. Let me ask you something else. Where are you from, Celine? Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now, all Revachol. This man probably comes from Sige, somewhere known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Summer Isola. Better not to mention. You're from the Apricot Suzerainty? Suzerainty? Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Sige archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say that you're from, pronounce it very painstakingly, Sige. Very cool, Sealing nods, his eyebrows furrowed. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism. But the Apricot Suzerainty is a shithole. That's why I left. I do try to be supportive of other people's cultures. I don't know why I'm talking about this. It's some kind of mind reaction. Point to your head. Right, but isn't it only a shithole because of Revachol? He smiles brightly. If you say so, officer, I don't worry too much about politics. I'm an entrepreneur, you know. Whatever's good for business is good for me. I already tried to get money from him. I'll look around, thanks. Ah, yeah. Hot air rises up from the sewer, sour, acidic, and strangely comforting. So this drawbridge... What's the deal here? Fingerless gloves. +1 to electrochemistry. The other thing gives me interfacing, I think. Yeah. I'll go with fingerless gloves. Oh, and the glasses. +1 to logic, -1 to authority. -1 to perception, but + to Inland Empire. Yeah. Yeah. Water lock out of order until Wednesday, 7:15 a.m. Doesn't say which day it is. Who's this guy? Man on water lock. Evening, officers. A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up generous servings of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock, and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them. First things first, what are you doing here, man on the waterlock? As you know what caused this wreckage. I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol. The words daredevil driver sound ominous to you. Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then. Can I have some of that salami? Healed. Oh. Sure thing. He cuts off a slice of salami. Want some too, officer? He turns to the lieutenant. The lieutenant ponders the offer for a moment, then decides to go for it. Why not? He takes a slice of salami from the man and chews on it. Awesome, we got some salami. Do you know what's further down the coast? Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. He thinks for a moment. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins. Right, see ya. Thanks for the salami, mister. A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. Visual calculus. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. That looks like the sign. But there's a crashed Samar and Butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything. Pull it anyway. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk, then nothing happens. Yeah, pushing it harder should just do it, right? Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation. Lieutenant hums to himself while staring at your activities. I'll release the lever. Close the water lock on Wednesday. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning? Yeah, I suppose so. Roy's pawnshop, fast cash for faster times. Ooh, health thing. What did I get here? Composure. So open up new area in Martinaise. Alright, so I can go basically down to here. And I'm not sure if I went over here or not. Yeah, okay, so that's the statue. Yeah. So yeah, I think I've explored all the outside bits of Martinaise in the first day. Alright, cool. And I can go in here. Some kind of machine and antique cash register. A bust of a woman. The plaque simply says DEI, day. In the dark, a film projector is whirring away. Mostly military wear with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in. Sawed-off streetlight. A typical Martinaise streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. Let your gaze run over the streetlight. The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room. I don't have a house. I'm a hobo cop. Is that a street light? Yes, officer. As you can see, it's in perfect working order. Where did you get this? It was brought to me to be altered. He leans in so the pawnbroker wouldn't hear him. We're not here to investigate the theft of city property. He pauses, studying the light, then adds, you have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it. How much for it? 700 royale. A bargain, I dare say. Even taking into account the risk of obtaining the light, that seems a bit steep. There's also the matter of rewiring, but the most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago. Dang. Alright. Interesting. I can talk to,
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for damages yet, but I think I can afford it. You should take care of that then. I think I have the money now. This is money, right? Show him Ray Allbills. He nods. I'll also take a room at the Whirling. One cannot get much closer to the crime scene. He's proud of you for getting your act together and finding a way back, a way to pay back what you owe. Aw. Are those speakers? Shelf of boomboxes. The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. Stand on the tips of your toes to see more. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Gold and orange. A sunset suite. What I really want to know is, could this device come in handy in my police work? Bird's Nest Roy. If police work means playing tape, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you need to play a tape. Like at a beach party. With sand and sun and seagulls dancing on the breeze. Turn to Kim. Theoretically, could I bring it to a beach party? Theoretically, yes. But we don't have time for that now. It's generally murder investigation first, then beach party. Actually, it doesn't have to be a beach with a boombox like that. I'll bring the party into the streets. You can play it anywhere you like, and I guess since you're a police officer, no one can arrest you for it. About it. Is the Harman Waushi W02 made in Vesper, designed in Seoul, he says. Plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real. Hey, that's not too bad. But if I buy this, I won't be able to pay back the... I forget if it was 60 or 70 to pay back the guy. But it's good to know. What about this? Knick-knack stand. You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back? Win her back? Yes, buy something nice, a figurine. Inspect the knights on horseback. Big men on big horses clad in lamellar armor and carrying flintlocks. The kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye. Point at the knights on horseback. Who are they? Franco-Nigerian knights. He looks at the dusty figurines in the dim light. I used to be very serious about these guys. A long, long time ago. Inspect the blue uniforms. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets. Wait, this looks like Rene, the old guy who's playing petanque. Yes. This is what the loyalists look like, yes. He inspects the figurine. At first. Then they wisened up and got camouflage. Point at the blue figurines. Are these royalist soldiers? Which ones? The man peers from his glass box. Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like bright colors indiscriminately. Inspect the figurines and rags. This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks. Are these even soldiers? You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? The man behind the glass answers. Yes, they are soldiers. Revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the Royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. I wish it was more nuanced. It's meant to give people hope. Even we can do it. Maybe. He seems to have his own take on the conflict played out in perpetuity by these toys. Might be interesting to find out what it is. Let's try it. Failure? Cool, cool. Everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys. Null.
It's not often that I see officers of the RCM in my pawn shop.
The man at the counter turns to you slowly.
What can I do for you?
Yes. His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop. Now that the RCM is here, tell me, have you had any trouble lately?
I haven't really had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about the inconsistent law enforcement.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Typical vacuous consumerist objects. This business plan is all over the place. You should specialize, zoom in, recapitalize. Ugh. Let's go with the lofty one.
It keeps me entertained.
He responds, unimpressed with your critique. Electrochemistry. Entertained. He might be high. If he is, on what? Is Roy high? And if yes, then what is he on? I can't even do that right. Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. But you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer. Looking at his wares, talking to him, that might give you more clues. A guarded man like him wouldn't tell you if you asked it loud. Do you have any guns like the ones carried by cops? Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back. This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh god. Her. The lieutenant shifts from one feet to another, alert. Wait, I sold you my gun? You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. He hesitates. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions, the unhealthy kind. He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you. I feel like there's something you're not telling me. He looks away. You weren't quite yourself, officer. What was I like? You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life, and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And you need the money. When I said I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it. Happens to the best of us, I guess. We don't have to talk about it any further. Wait, how much should I sell the gun for? 15 rail. The lieutenant looks from you to Roy, then back to you. It's clear that he hopes this tableau might still turn out to be a bad dream. It's not, though. This has got to be the most... wow. there's pity there too, in case you didn't notice. Happens to the best of us, I guess. It certainly does, especially in Revachol. Was the buyer a policeman too? She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it. And of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying. Right, so let me get this right. The lieutenant turns to you. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinaise with it. Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside. Maybe she's a vigilante. Wants to prove she can do her jobs better than we can. It's possible in these parts of town. We ought to find her and discourage her from taking justice into her own hands. He looks around worried. Any idea where I can find this buyer? My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went. A needle in a haystack. There's nothing you can Wait, there is nothing you can do about it now. Okay. Wait, there's nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you look upon her somehow. You look upon her somehow. Well, at least now I know how I lost my sidearm. Let's talk about something else. Of course. You might be able to aid our investigation? I doubt it, but I can try to answer any questions you might have. Know anything about the recent hanging? I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone. He doesn't know anything. Actually, that's all I've got. Alright, let's see what I can sell. What about Lena's pen? He studies the pen carefully, rolling around in his palm. St. Baptiste Summer Dinghy Races 31. What a pleasant time that was. So, what do you want to know? Price? I can give you $3.20 for it. That's a ripoff. A pin from 31 ought to be priced at $3.10, but I added another 10 cents just to be nice. Alright, that's all I wanted to know. Access your pawn menu. Bogey Street 46. Lieutenant's handkerchief. Kind green 8 pen. Commemorative pin. I don't think I'll need... Maybe I won't need it. I don't know. These seem so oddly unique that, like, maybe I want to hold on to them. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. He looks you up and down quickly. Suddenly his gaze fixes on your tie. He steps back from the glass. And especially that tie. It swallows photons around it. I have no need for necrotic objects. Horrific necktie. Your mother is a necrotic object. I'm fun. Look at me sparkle in the light of the projector. Alright, I don't have anything else to sell. Strange tie incident. Let me try. Ooh, there we go. Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on pure holodon. Pure holodon. That's tough to come by on the street. Pure holodon. What is that? A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has a psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow. Huh. Is it just me or is it really warm in here? He tilts his head. I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature. There's a note of indignation in his voice. Interesting. Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something, like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket? I'm a chill cop. I'm a chill out cop who just wants some of what you're having. What's the triangles on your vest? He hesitates. I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade, you know, after the People's Pile disaster. He coughs, as if to mark his words. Had to take pure Holodon for radiation sickness. That's what you're hinting at just now, wasn't it? Pain threshold. He's taking it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days. What was the People's Pile? A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you, too. Wow. What about the Emergency Relief Brigade? He points at the white triangle on his orange safety jacket. We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized, tried to help fire brigades contain the spill. I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance didn't have the heart to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud, years getting sick. He looks at the spiraling light and stops. It must have been tough, radioactive cleanup. He hesitates. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment, and early deaths, cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming, even as we were cleaning up as best we could. Whose fault was it that the generator failed? No one's, everyone's. He sighs and shakes his head. So much bitterness. A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen? How did you end up running a pawn shop? The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later my second aunt died, left me the shack and the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinaise. People told me, don't go there, it's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far from Faubourg as I can. Still the same city, but he shrugs. Thanks for telling me. He shrugs. I like theory more than story. Outward movement, not vortices. Yeah, you gotta get in. Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man. Can you share it with me? Have you tried it before? It's almost like he's worried for you. The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved. Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care. He won't be your narc, but he won't be thrilled about this either. I haven't, but don't worry, I can take it. If you say so. Here you go, man. He presents a large cap-shaped object on the palm of his hand. Very odd-looking. Yes, darling, that's the coalition government ordained pure Holodon. Straight into your gut. Yeah, take it. He looks down. Of course. Alright. Rigorous self-critique. Oh yeah, I remember that. I love that. So I looked up like the soundtrack to this game is only sold on Steam as far as I know, but it comes with like a art book PDF and stuff like that. I'm still considering it actually. because this stuff is really cool. Here it is, hard facts from the man you are. You once jerked off in a locker room and were caught. You held a young woman by the arm and kept her in your apartment for 20 minutes against her will. That's right, these are not flights of fancy, these are real deeds. Harry, emerging from the darkness of your past. You tried shooting a fleeing suspect in the foot but hit him in the pelvis, crippling him for life. And above all, you let life defeat you. All the gifts your parents gave you, all the love and patience of your friends, you drowned in a neurotoxin. You let misery win, and it will keep on winning till you die, or overcome it. Huh. Int and Psi red check failures, heal +1 morale. Physical and motoric red check failures, heal +1 health. Learning cap for pain threshold raised to 6. Huh. That's actually not too bad. That sounds pretty good. I assume red checks are ones I can only do once. Yeah, so I guess 6 hours of research ended up being worth it. Alright. So I think that's basically everything in this area. And that took... Which playthrough is this? Maybe 7 or 8? So it's roughly 7 hours to get it, go through one day. Oh, wow. Water cooler.
Can I help you?
So about that money I owe. Yes, have you got it? How much did I owe you again? A lot for the drinks and broken window, 70 real. Alright, I have your money. He glares at you suspiciously. Well? Slam the bills down the tower. Slam them bills! Great. Perfect. I hope you enjoy your freezing cold room with the window you broke yourself. Suggestion. You've really worn down his patience. Even paying him didn't help. I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. He taps his foot against a metal box at the bar counter. All the doors lock automatically at 2100. Starting tomorrow, please pay for each night in advance. 20 real per night. If you don't have the money, it's over for you. Got it? You've got to go... You've got nowhere else to stay. Time stops advancing after 2 in the morning. If you haven't paid for your room by then, it's game over. Don't leave finding money on the last minute, however. It's harder to make cash after nightfall, when the shops are closed and streets empty. Interesting. I'll take a room here too. He takes Kim's money and hands him a keyring. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? He looks at Kim, avoiding your gaze. So that's an interesting mechanic. I can just straight up get a game over for not having anywhere to stay. I don't think I can talk to any of these people. Who are these guys? Was this guy here before? It's all about money, you know? Electrochemistry. You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it. The what now? The living shit. Your mesolimbic reward pathway does not mince words. It wants smokes. Am I a smoker? Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously. But she broke it at the filter. I can't smoke that. How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that, a carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied, then smoke them all. Horrific necktie. The idea seems to make your neck expand. Suddenly, the garish tie feels very snug. Like a cat rubbing itself against its owner's calves. A cat that wants you to smoke a lot. Well, I'll think about it. Good. Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the next best thing. Make sure you think about juicy sticks of tobacco all the time, though. It doesn't count if it's not all the time. And when you're done thinking about them, graduate to getting them. Find smokes and smoke them. Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses. Well, if it gives massive bonuses, I think it's worth it then, right? Locked after 2100. As long as you don't have a free place to stay, you have to do this every night. For those massive bonuses. This is the door to the room you redecorated. Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Alright, let's go. The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
I didn't know you smoked, Kim. I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual. Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette. How'd you get so cool, Kim? The light of his cigarette illuminates a fleeting smile. You mean this? He flicks the ash. This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will, and unhealthy. I think I might want to pick up smoking. I apologize, but I only brought one with me. I have exactly one cigarette every night while going up over my notes. Alright. Yes. He pulls on the cigarette. It's been a long time. It's been a long and eventful day. How do you think today went? Well, you were so hungover that you couldn't keep it down when we approached the hanged man, so we didn't even inspect the body. And there's still too much to do at the crime scene, too. We didn't search it thoroughly enough. He would have put all this more harshly, but he doesn't want you to feel completely discouraged, probably because he's afraid that you'll just give up and keep drinking. I'm just not a very good cop, am I? It's all part of the plan, starting from outside and working back toward the scene of the murder. It's not my job to evaluate your methodology, officer. I'm just going through the facts. As for the interviews, we weren't able to find the union leader, Everett Clare, much less interview him, so that's on the to-do list for tomorrow. We tried to interview the Wild Pines rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it. He purses his lips. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us. If Kim is emphasizing something this much, it really must be important. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice? Electrochemistry. I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow. I don't like to waste time, you know, my mind moves fast, the rest has to try to keep up. I'm training for a long-distance run, I want to raise money for charity. I don't know why I do the things I do, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. That's the most accurate. He nods thoughtfully, tapping his finger on his cigarette. It's impressive, to say the least. For a man your age, especially. He smiles suddenly. Those some stylish shoes too, by the way. Those loafers. Must be hard to run in those like you do. So what are our powers exactly at the RCM? They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revshal Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for the offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule. Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse? Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. He frowns. It undermines trust in the RCM. Alright. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. How can you be sure the arrestee will show up? You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up. When power calls you, you come. But power itself is a fragile trick of perception. I see, and if someone resists? As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we're permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power. So if I kill someone while on duty, you have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly. By cross-examining you for inconsistencies, it is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best. And what happens to people we convict? We don't convict. We arrest and send them to the coalition government courts in Quan and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them. He taps his coat pocket, where he keeps his notes. And who makes all these rules? The coalition government? Yes. The international community's mission in Revachol, and the Mora-Lintern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Let's say it was the citizens. Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the Mora-Lintern leases us the right to keep the peace in the city, and they will take it away if we misuse it. Or if they think you do. What's the Mora-Lintern? The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. He pulls on his cigarette. You know who they are. They run this place after the revolution failed. If I didn't know them, how would you describe them? They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world. What do they believe in? What do they believe in? They are DeLoreans. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they're just technocrats. Those others say they continue the humanist project set forth by Dolores Day. What's their symbol? Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that. Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous. Something even a little feminine, but in a strict manner. Who is Dolores Day? A historic figure? The author of the modern age, he thinks? You'll have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me. What do you think of them? The Marlintern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change, and he looks at the city below. It doesn't look like that's about to happen. It's more than that. There's some kind of affection in him. You like the Marlintern? Yes, I did. When I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky, he quotes. They're not all that bad. What's another leitmotif associated with moralism? Or that's another leitmotif associated with moralism? But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. He thinks, then changes his mind. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me. I have an opinion on the Marlintern. Do you? The lieutenant arches his brow, then pulls on his cigarette. It's a slim white thing in his fingers. These two seem best. Immigrants, liberal kips, fucking men are turning into women. Alright, that's terrible. On second thought, I don't have an opinion. Forget about it. And these two make sense. Alright, sorry about that. My cat was making a ruckus. So that's annoying. So anyway. No, we are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilantes. Maybe we should make our own law. Spoken like a revolutionary, not a cop. But, hypothetical aside, in Martinaise, we already are vigilantes. At least the Union thinks so. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging. He looks at the roundabout. Say nothing, just look into the night. The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here. Finally, he pulls on the cigarette and asks, "They really don't like us here." And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland. And Jamrock and the GRIH. Why are they like this? It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs. To the Union, to the company. Not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks. The jurisdictions of our two precincts. And in Jamrock and the GRH? He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky and asks, "We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are." He shakes his head. "But we are in control. And it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, this city would disintegrate." I honestly don't know if we'll change anything, at least after the first day. But I hope so. Me too, he says quietly. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes. Thank you for this. Yeah, It's getting very cold now. Let's go. He puts out the stub of his cigarette and looks to the door. +1 to psyche, -1 to health. I have 4 uses of that. Interesting. Alright, before anything else happens, I'm just going to end it here. Even with that interruption from my cat, it's still kind of a long video. So let me save it. And just in case any more cutscenes happen at night or any dream sequences or anything else kind of weird, I'm just going to end it here because I don't know what's going to happen and what else I might get caught up into. But yeah, this is cool. Explored all of this section of the city, and hopefully tomorrow or the next day we actually get some progress on the actual murder that happened. But yeah, so until next time, have a good one. Take care.